welcome back to Strategy in Small Doses. I hope you're having a good day. For those of you that are listening, my shirt today says, today is a good day to have a good day. So on that note, I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm excited to talk about this topic. So today we're talking about growth versus scaling, and where are you in your business? Are you in a state of growth or are you scaling? And I think in the online space, these two terms get thrown around kind of interchangeably. But there is really actually a huge difference between them. And it's really, really important to understand this difference and to reflect on and figure out where exactly you are with your business, because saying like one or the other, it could really be detrimental to your actual growth if you are trying to do something too soon, whatever. So let me dive in. Most entrepreneurs, if you talk to them and you tell them like, oh, I'm looking to scale. I'm looking to scale because if you see a lot of these headlines, most headlines say, helping entrepreneurs scale their business to 6 and 7 figures. Scale, scale, scale. It's like the word we hear all the time. But the reality is that a lot of times people are trying to scale their business before they're ready to scale. And when you do that, what happens is you don't have a solid foundation set up. I know people use this analogy all the time, but it's so true. Like when you are in a state of growth, you are building that foundation. It's like having a solid foundation on your home. And if you don't have that solid foundation before you start building up and putting the walls up and everything else, like it's going to crumble. And this is what happens when entrepreneurs and solopreneurs try to scale before they are ready. They don't have that growth foundation set up, and then your business kind of crumbles. So let's really talk about the definitions between the two. If you want to look it up, you can do the definitions. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. Growth is a stage in business where you are continuing to add revenue to your business, you're continuing to take on new clients, but likely your expenses are rising at the same time. So whether that's you're outsourcing or not, but like think about it from this perspective. If you are in a growth stage and you're taking on new clients and you're done for you, or it's a one-to-one service of some sort, your time is also increasing, right? Like, so for every new client you take on, you add time to your calendar that you're obligated to fulfill this contract. Or if you're outsourcing it, you've got VAs that are, expensing, and that you've got to bring on those people. And so this state of growth is continuous, like revenue is increasing, but your hours and your expense are increasing at the same time. But you're building your business, right? Like you're building your business, it's growing, you're getting yourself to that fully booked standpoint, okay? Now, the definition of scaling is when your revenue is increasing, but your expenses in time are not. AKA increasing profitability, finding ways to capitalize on your time, automating your business, etc. So I want to give you an example of this. I have a client who is 100% in a place of scaling. Okay. She was booked out, completely booked out. She had no more time. I mean, literally no more time. She was at capacity. She had grown. She had reoccurring referrals coming in, revenue coming in. And she was at that point of solid foundation built. She's known in her industry. She gets referred all the time. Like there's no more growth. All of her systems are in place. I mean, she's got all of her programs are not changing. Like that's another state of growth, is like when you're creating something new and your programs are changing, and you're gonna, anytime you change a program, your expenses go with it, right? So if it's a new program, that's a state of growth, right? Now you've booked out, you're full. Now you're ready to scale. So scaling is often, I know a lot of people say one to many. That is one way to scale. Another way to scale is to scale your time, right? Like automate, put systems in place. Is there a way to automate? Is there a way to, like for me, scaling is a client going on retainer, because my time with them as they go on retainer reduces. However, income stays the same. I can take on more clients, right? That's a place of scaling. There's retainer, there's one to many. So you're bringing on multiple people into a program, you're doing it once. Passive income is a place of scaling. But remember, all of these things require promotion. All of these things require time. All of these things require energy. So you don't want to just like be booked out for one straight month and then go, okay, I'm going to scale my business and I'm going to completely automate everything and I'm going to move to passive income or move to a group program. And then what happens is the next month you're not booked out one-to-one and your group program is brand new and you're creating it and nobody's waiting for it. And so then all of a sudden you got to sell it. And that's what I'm saying. It crumbles things. So you don't want to try to scale your business before you're ready. That is what is the most important. Like, it's okay to be in a stage of growth. Like, don't try to get out of that stage for a long, like being in a state of growth. And even when you're at scaling, right? Like you scale and then you get to that point and then you're back in a stage of growth. Like if you're continuing to build your business, it's kind of like cyclical. Like you grow, you scale that. When you've scaled that, then you grow again. When you do that, you scale again. Like it's kind of like constant. It never stops. It's not like you're just going to keep scaling. I mean, I guess there's certain business models, that's not my business model, but and what I teach, but I believe in like continuing to grow, continuing to find ways to serve, continuing to find ways to scale back on your time to increase profitability. I mean, once you have your team members onboarded, and you're moving through and your income is, increasing, but your expenses aren't, you're scaling, right? So, I mean, I think it's still kind of confusing. I'm sure that if you're listening to this episode, you're still a little bit confused, but my point here is don't get wrapped up in the words growth versus scale. I help people scale their business to 6 figures. You can only scale a business that's already been grown, right? Like you can't scale a business from the bottom up. So don't get so wrapped up in those terms. I think they're just so thrown around, but make sure, again, the most important thing is that you have that solid foundation built, and it's okay to continue to grow. And it naturally progresses into a place of scaling, right? Yes, you put different strategies in place when you're really trying to scale, but naturally, if you're building your business appropriately and you're building it with a solid foundation, your business will naturally scale on its own, even if you do nothing, even if you don't change anything. If you just continue to go through the motions, the processes get easier, everything gets simplified, your expenses stay the same, like you're not constantly creating new, none of that changes, right? So it will, in a sense, it will naturally scale on its own. So I just wanted to touch on that point. I know it's confusing, but don't allow it to be confusing. The point here is just grow your business. Grow your business until you're full, and then figure out what that really looks like for you for scaling. There's a lot of different ways to scale a business. There is not just one way to scale. You can grow a business to 6 figures. All right. You don't have to scale it to 6 figures. So again, like I said, it's always this spammy marketing shit that drives me crazy, but there really is a true difference in it. And I just wanted to touch on it. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day, because today is a good day to have a good day. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.